Hello friends, and today I wanted to make a short little video about your follower. Now, there's 3 followers in the game. There's the Enchantress, the Scoundrel, and the Templar. I think the only 2 that are actually really any good are Enchantress and Templar. Now, you can use the Scoundrel if you want to, I don't think it brings much to the table. So the first thing to pay attention to is that from where I'm sitting, the most important aspect of your follower is to offer utility. The damage does not matter. I would not spec your follower for damage. It's not going to do much. It's not going to help you. So with that in mind, let's talk about the skills. For the first tier, you have Heal or Intervene. Heal is nice if you needed extra life. Intervene is good if you would rather just have something like come in charge there to get the enemies away from you for a second. Both are totally viable. The second tier, Intimidate can be nice for helping to kite. Loyalty just gives you a little life regen. I'm just what I have on right now. I kind of go back and forth depending on what I feel like. Charge or Onslaught. I think Onslaught's pretty weak. I don't think it's helpful because damage is not important. Charge at least stuns enemies. That's pretty nice. And then the final tier, you have both Inspire and Guardian. Honestly, both of them are nice. Inspire, if you need a little bit extra for resource regeneration, this helps. If you want the heal, go for the heal. The most important piece of gear on any of the followers to have the relic or the relic or the focus that makes them invincible, because if they die, then they're useless, obviously. You want to get block chance and critical hit damage on the Templar one. The critical hit damage for followers caps out at 150%. So if you get around 100 here, you're going to be golden. Now, blocking is really nice, especially if you're using the Freeze of Deflection, which is the shield you should probably use, because every time they block, there's a chance that it will freeze the attacker. This does work on Rift Guardians, and it's fantastic. It's awesome. You also want to pay attention to cooldown. So, like a lot of the roles that are important on items for followers is cooldown reduction and attack speed. Cooldown reduction does reduce the cooldown of their skills. You can get close to what, like 35% or something? Not quite, but around that. That's pretty huge when you're thinking about heals. Like, you could theoretically get a 400,000 heal every 15 seconds or so, every 16 seconds, 20 seconds. That's nice. So if we're looking at weapons where attack speed can be important, I'm using the Yunjiang Dobe currently. This makes it so it can freeze enemies when they're below a certain percentage of threshold of life. This does work on Rift Guardians as well. The other option is Thunderfury, which I'm not sure, it might be better because it does a little crowd control effect and then attack speed that will proc more often. So it's up to you, whichever one you like more. For amulets, I love Overwhelming Desire because it can charm enemies, and then when they're charmed, they take more damage. Sweet. The other option for amulet is and my game exploded. The other option is the S of Johann. This will pull everything in, and it's okay, but I don't know, it doesn't happen often, and sometimes it's sort of annoying because it can disrupt where you want enemies to be. So, it's up to you. For rings, you definitely want Unity if you're using Unity. I know I'm not using Unity at the moment, but I didn't feel like changing it out. It's fine. There's what's it called? Windward, the ring that does a little bit of lightning effect or stuns when there's lightning damage going on. That does work and interacts with Thunderfury if you have Thunderfury equipped, so that can be nice. But the only piece of jewelry that's really required is the Oculus ring. This creates a little circle on the ground that you can then stand in and get a massive increase of damage. You absolutely want to have the Oculus ring no matter what. And so looking at the Enchantress, I don't have anything equipped on the Enchantress because I don't really use her. The amulet and the rings would be the exact same thing. Again, the same rule applies for the focus. You don't want her to die and you want critical hit damage. For the weapon, the best weapon is probably Sultan of the Blinding Sand, I believe is what it's called, because it has a chance to blind for 40%. And so then you could basically CC a Rift Guardian a huge percentage of the time, especially with her other skills. So talking about the skills, Tier 1, you have both Charm and Forceful Push. These can both, they're okay. They can sort of be annoying in certain fights if like Forceful Push can sort of disrupt where your enemies are, and that's probably more annoying than it's worth. So I don't know if I would get that. So I'd probably go with Charm. The second tier, you don't need Missile Ward because she's going to be invincible. I guess it helps you too because you reduce damage, so if it's something that if you think it will help your toughness, then go ahead and grab it. But this is probably better since usually melee attackers are the ones that hurt more often, and it offers a little bit of slow effect. For the third tier, you have Disorient, so This can be really nice if you need help CCing things, or if you just want more damage, use Erosion because it makes you do 3% more damage. And finally, you have Mass Control or Focused Mind. So, you know, attack speed can be nice to help you hit that next breakpoint, or this can be good if you need more CC. And again, cooldown reduction affects these skills. And look at this. You're looking at, if you use Mass Control and say Disorient, right? Disorient, you can get it down to like 4 seconds or something. So things will always be disoriented. You can get this down to what, like 10 seconds? 9? Yeah, something like that. And that's amazing when you're talking about disorienting massive amounts of enemies. So it depends on if you want more CC stuff or if you want some healing or freezing. I just have always gone with the Templar, mostly because I enjoy the freeze effect from this. And if you get a Thunderfury, that's really nice. And the healing has been, you know, from time to time has saved my butt, so that's why I like it. Alright guys, till next time, have a good day.